Order. Are there any declaration of pecuniary interest and the general nature thereof? Yes, Councillor Cadell.
Conflict of interest with the community grant.
Okay, thank you. Motion to accept the agenda. Deputy Mayor Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Manley, that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry accepts the agenda of the regular meeting of Council on January the 26th, 2026.
Okay, thank you. Any questions on the agenda? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion? Motion is carried and none opposed. Okay. Moving on to the adoption of the previous minutes. Councillor Madden.
Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Cadell, that the minutes of the following meetings be adopted as circulated. Regular meeting of council minutes, Monday, January 12th, 2026.
Any discussion on the minutes? All those in favor of the motion? Motion is carried, none opposed. Okay. Moving on to staff reports. Administrative Department. Councillor Madden.
Okay. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Manley. Ready? Whereas the Conservation Authorities Act 1946 establishes municipalities to establish local conservation authorities, and when municipalities chose to form such authorities, they assume responsibility for governance and funding through the appointment of a board of directors and the provision of an annual levy to cover expenses. And whereas the municipalities within Stormont, Dundas, and Glengarry, SDNG, established South Nation Conservation, SNC, in 1947, and the Raisin Region Conservation Authority, RRCA, in 1963. And whereas local municipalities currently provide between 25% and 50% of total Conservation Authority funding, while the province of Ontario provides approximately 3%. And whereas municipalities have governed their respective conservation authorities for decades, tailoring programs and services to local watershed needs, maintaining accountable service standards, and ensuring fair and predictable costs for ratepayers. And whereas conservation authorities collectively own and manage thousands of acres of land, much of which is donated by local residents and entrusted to conservation authorities as a personal legacy for long-term protection, stewardship, and the public good, with the expectation that such lands would be cared for by locally governed conservation authorities. And whereas Bill 68, Schedule 3, proposes the creation of the Ontario Provincial Conservation Agency, a Crown corporation that would assume governance responsibilities and consolidate Ontario's 36 conservation authorities into 7 regional authorities with municipal cost apportionment yet to be defined. And whereas the province already possesses the authority to establish overarching legislation, regulations, and standards through the Conservation Authorities Act and the Ministry of the Environment, Conservation and Parks, now therefore be it resolved that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry calls on the Government of Ontario to maintain local, independent, municipally governed, watershed-based conservation authorities to ensure strong local representation in decisions related to municipal levies, community-focused service delivery, and the protection and management of conservation lands. And further, that while the Township of North Glengarry supports provincial goals for consistent permit approval processes, shared services, and digital modernization, imposing a new top-down agency structure without strong local accountability and governance risks creating unnecessary cost, red tape, and bureaucracy, thereby undermining efficiency and responsiveness to local community needs. And further, the Township of North Glengarry supports efforts to balance expertise, capacity, and program delivery across the province, and requests that the province work collaboratively with municipalities and local conservation authorities to determine the most effective level of strategic consolidation to achieve both provincial and local objectives.
Okay, thank you. So we had a resolution that was sent to us by South Nation Conservation, and this is a resolution that's a little bit different from that. This was through consultation with Alison McDonald. We were all speaking with her at Roma. conference, and I think this is is just a little bit better and suited for what we want to do. While we recognize that some changes need to be made, we still want that local flavor to be there. Are there any questions or comments in regards to this? All those in favor of the motion? Motion is carried. There are none opposed. Thank you. Moving on to lease agreement with the City of Cornwall. Councillor Cadell.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Manley, that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry receive staff report AD 2026-03, lease agreement with City of Cornwall, Alexandria EMS base, and that Council pass bylaw number 06-2026, being a bylaw to authorize the mayor and clerk to complete a 5-year lease agreement with the City of Cornwall for the Cornwall SD&G EMS base. That bylaw 06-2026 be read a first, second, and third time and enacted in open council this 26th day of January 2026.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. What you have before you tonight is a renewal of a lease agreement that expired in 2014. As you'll notice, the original one was put in place in 2004, and we've been carrying on month to month from them. From there, we're recommending that it be approved for a 5-year term. The balance of the agreement is essentially the same as the older one. There are some improvements, as you'll see at the bottom of page 1 and 2 in your staff report. It's a 5-year term with an option for a 5-year renewal. There's also a termination clause in there. I believe it's 12 months upon giving notice to the other party. The big win for us is the significant rent increase. It's going to $17 per square foot per annum, and then there's a capital reserve as well for $2 per square foot per annum for a total rent of $19 per square foot per annum. So that's great. So that's about a $17,000 increase per year, and the capital reserve will be set aside, and if there's any improvements required as a result of the occupation of the building by the EMS, that funds will pick it up. There's a COLA clause that's been added, so it'll keep pace with inflation over the next 5 or 10 years. And in accordance with the current agreement, the city's going to pay 25% of utility and maintenance costs. So we'll bill them twice a year. It's just based on the proportionate use of the building. So we think it's the fire chief and I have reviewed it. We think it's a good agreement. It'll serve us well for the next few years. Bring in some additional revenue and allow the EMS service to. That's a great base for them. It's in a good location, and will allow them to continue using that building for the foreseeable future. Be happy to answer any questions if there are any.
Okay,
Mr.
thank
Mayor.
you. Any questions or comments? Go ahead, Councillor Cadell, then Councillor Madden.
Just the addition, will we be building the addition?
It's already. Go ahead, Chief.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, so it's an existing building that's attached currently to the fire station in Alexandria, so it's been there. It was built back in 2004.
Existing building
Yeah, that was from
and
2004.
proposed building.
The drawings that are in there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, those.
They're the attachment.
That's the attachment from 2004.
Okay, so,
It's there.
yeah, okay.
Okay, Councillor Madden.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just so the cost of living is assessed each year.
Correct.
Perfect. Going forward, that's awesome. Appreciate it.
My question is, so the 2% that's on there for capital improvements, does that have to be in relation to the ambulance bay or the building entirely?
Sure. No, that'll be set aside for any capital improvements that they request. So to the building. So we'll use that capital reserve for painting or electrical work or anything that as a result of their occupation.
But it would be subject to the amount that's in that.
Correct.
So it's not like they're going to come and.
No,
Okay.
no. And if the agreement's terminated, that money will come over to us.
Okay. Further questions or comments? Go ahead, Councillor Madden.
Just to clarify, it's $2
Yes, $2
per square foot, not a 2%. So it's.
Did I say 2%?
Yeah,
Sorry.
so it's a reasonable amount of money. Like
Yeah.
the numbers are in there for what accrues, and it's a decent amount for anything that they do come back for and ask for in terms of improvements.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Further questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion? Motion is carried, none opposed. Moving on to the Community Services Department, 2026-02, Community Grant Funding Program. Councillor Manley.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Martin, that the Council for the Township of North Glengarry receive staff report CS 2026-02, 2026 Community Grant Funding, and that Council approves the following grants. Alexandria Lions Club, $3,500. Cadell Productions, $500, and $2,269 in kind. Dutch Kings Day, $2,000. Glengarry Photo Club, $1,000 and $1,492 in kind. Glengarry Historical Society, $300 and $468. Glengarry Pipe Band, $2,000. Kenyan Agricultural Society, $2,500. Sons of Scotland, $2,823.13. Maxfield and District Chamber of Commerce, $1,000. And Sunshiners Social Club, $1,850 and $1,227 in kind, for a total of $17,473.13 in funding and $5,456 in kind. And that the Council directs Arts, Culture, and Heritage Committee to proceed with the second intake for the remaining funds under the Community Grant Program.
Okay, thank you. Just like to thank the Arts, Culture, and Heritage team for putting this together. It's never easy to choose what you have to choose and to pare down things. So thank you for that. And thank you, Stephanie, for bringing all the information. Are there any questions or comments? All good? Well, all those in favor of the motion? Motion is carried, none opposed. Okay, moving on to CS 2026-03 Bell Cell License Renewal Agreement. And that is Councillor Martin.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself, seconded by Deputy Mayor Williams, that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry receive staff report number CS 2026-03 Bell Cell License Renewal Agreement, and that the Council receives bylaw 05-2026, being a bylaw to enter into a license agreement with Bell Mobility Incorporated, and that the bylaw 05-2026 be read the first, second, and third time and enacted in open council on this 26th day of January, 2026.
Okay, thank you. Stephanie, I'll let you speak on this one. I just realized I didn't let you speak on the last one.
That's all good. It was an extensive motion, so I think we got all the information
Yeah,
out.
he took
so
up all your time.
That's great. Yes, no, thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. So to summarize this report for council, about 10 years ago, the township had entered into an agreement with Bell to come up with a solution so that whenever we do have large events happening in proximity of the Maxwell Sports Complex, such as the Glengarry Highland Games, which draws in a wide volume of people in the area, these cell antennas that Bell installs at the arena help ensure that there's adequate cell coverage in the area for the number and the volume of people attending the area without or minimal disruptions. So as such, they're looking to renew this agreement that they've brought forward, which would result in an annual license fee being paid to the township in the amount of $800 plus tax per year to host these antennas at the Maxwell Sports Complex. And this renewal agreement is set to begin on June 1st, 2026 for a 5-year term, subject to any questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Questions or comments? Go ahead, Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I didn't realize that they rented space on the complex. I'm just curious now. Rogers put up a relatively new tower just outside of Maxwell, which only exists as recently. So, you know, obviously that's why Bell is over there. I'm just wondering, like, is there anything about the arrangement? Does it take up, you know, space on the inside of the building, or does it cause any kind of disruption that otherwise? The reason I'm asking is because if it does, they would have probably the opportunity to put their equipment up on the Rogers Tower.
Sure, through you, Mr. Mayor. So within your council packages, we do have some pictures of where they're actually located on the exterior of the building. So it is quite minimal, and really there's no disruption to staff. They usually work with us, the bell attendants, if they do need to come and do any service work. It's during staffed hours, so it's been a good arrangement in my short duration with the township, but very minimal interruption in terms of the involvement or the location of where they are at the sports complex.
Okay, that's great, thank you.
Yeah, I think it's a great service for the people, anybody who been going to the games prior to that, you know, we could maybe get one bar, and I can tell you some nights it's really hard to get a cab with one bar, so. Councillor Cadell.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just, I know people who would be really concerned that the tower is, or no, it's not a tower. It's fairly low-lying, and the microwaves, located so much closer to the people. Any comment on that, or?
Relevant question through you, Mr. Mayor. I don't have a lot of information about any impact with where they're located and their nature in close proximity to users or people in the area, but it's certainly something I can follow up with and provide more context and clarity.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Further questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion? Motion is carried. There are none opposed. And meet me on Main Street dates, Deputy Mayor Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Manley, that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry receive staff report number CS 2026-04, 2026, Meet Me on Main Street event dates, and that Council approve the following schedule for the 2026 Meet Me on Main Street events. Friday, May the 22nd, 2026 in Glen Robertson. Saturday, June the 6th, 2026 in Dunvegan. Thursday, July the 9th, 2026 in Maxville. And Thursday, July the 23rd, 2026 in Alexandria.
Okay, thank you. Stephanie.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So each year, we're very fortunate in the Community Services Department to work closely with our municipal recreation associations and other community partners to plan the annual Meet Me on Main Street events. Last year, you'll recall, Council was supportive of moving forward with 4 events annually, 2 of them to always take place in Maxville and Alexandria, and then have 2 events rotate in either Glen Robertson or Dalkeith, as well as Apple Hill or Dunvegan. While it was in fact Apple Hill's turn this year to host, unfortunately just due to low volunteer capacity, they weren't able to support the event this year, but nonetheless we'll revisit the idea with them next year and hopefully getting a Meet Me on Main Street back in Apple Hill. So by default, we've reached out to Dunvegan in partnership with the Glengarry Pioneer Museum, who are happy to host the event again this year. So as such, we presented Council with these 4 proposed dates. Glen Robertson being a returning event as well, last held in 2024. But subject to any questions, these dates and times were all agreeable to the hosts of the events. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Questions or comments? I will just say that I was hoping not to have weekend ones. We attend so many weekend events. It's almost every weekend, so it's tough to add in 2 more events, but that's fine. I get why Glen Robertson wants to try it on the Friday. I think the last time we did it on Thursday, we didn't get the draw that they had hoped, and Dunvegan seemed to like that Saturday. So will we get some updates on the bands and those kinds of things as we move forward?
Yep, most definitely, Mr. Mayor. As we move forward with approving these events, we'll definitely get to work on coordinating bands, food, entertainment, and all the good stuff that comes with these events.
Okay, great. Any questions or further questions or comments? Okay, that's great. Thank you. All those in favor? Motion is carried. None opposed. Moving on to Building, Planning and Bylaw Department, BP 2601, review of dog catcher services and kennel operations. Councillor Cadell.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Manley, that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry receive staff report BP 2026-01, review of dog catcher services and kennel operations for information purposes only. and that council endorse option 4, hybrid dog control service delivery with the Township of Russell as the preferred option to balance public safety, legislative compliance, staff capacity, and financial sustainability. And that staff be authorized to negotiate the terms of an agreement with the Township of Russell for overflow or aggressive dogs and after-hours coverage, and present a draft for council review.
Okay, thank you. You're giving that, Jacob.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. So, yeah, as you know, it was quickly discussed during the budget meeting. I was asked to provide a report on the dog catcher and dog kennel, how we deal with that here at the township. So just a little bit of a history, I guess. So prior to 2022, the township was hiring a outsourced contractor, which was costing us somewhere between $25,000-$30,000 per year to deal with dogs. So we had very minimal implication with dog catching and like the kennel, or we didn't deal with anything at all. We decided to move away from that option in 2022 because the bylaw officer offered to try to do it in-house here. So since 2022, that's what we've been doing. I have to say it has been going good, but as like I guess the biggest issue here is since 2022, like after COVID, something happened with dogs. There's a lot of loose dogs, so we have a lot more dogs now that we had prior to 2022. So although it's working well, it's very time consuming. So I marked here the few challenges that we are running into. So bylaw officer only works during regular open hours. So on evenings, weekends, and holidays, the bylaw officer has been doing it, never complained about doing it, but it's a lot of work for sure, and it's getting worse. So there's also, when there's like large dogs and vicious dogs, sometimes we're not fully equipped for those dogs. We do have some help that we can call in, but it has been like dog bites and stuff like that. It has happened, so that's an issue. And also, of course, the time, like it's very, very time consuming. So that's where this report request was requested. Like the bylaw officer spends a lot of time on dogs, where he could potentially spend it on other bylaws such as clean yards and property standards. So another big issue that we have is our I call it a kennel. It's not really a kennel, like it's only a dog storage area. I guess it's not a fully registered kennel, but it's still at 95 Lockhill Street. So the owners there have been, they've been letting us use the space, and it's going well as well. But like we'll have to figure something out eventually, because we're not fully compliant with it's called the PAWS Act. So how we like dog care and transportation and etc. So the dogs they're really well taken care of. It's just like there's stuff like, especially in the safety sense, that we're not fully compliant. So we'll have to do something eventually. We have discussed moving the kennel at our rare building. So there's cost implication with like either building a kennel, or if it's an outside kennel, it creates another issue, because if it's a kennel with 4 or more dogs, there's a 300-meter buffer around the kennel, so we would not even be respecting our own bylaw for kennel, so it can't really be there either. So there's issues coming up for a dog. So based on that, as I tried to explain here very quickly, so the DOLA is the Dog Owner Liability Act. So it puts who's responsible for what. So the owner of a dog is responsible for most, but it also says that it gives the right to the municipalities to enforce dangerous dog, vicious dog, etc. The way it's written, how I read it, it's not mandatory for a township to have an actual dog catcher and a dog kennel, but it's mandatory for the township to keep his road safe, like the dog loose, vicious dog, etc. Like we can't just let the dog run loose because we are saying we don't have a dog catcher and a kennel. So we have a duty to enforce somehow vicious dog and loose dogs especially. So as I mentioned, like the challenges that we're running into is that. So after hours, vacation, and high demand, and now our kennel is eventually going to be an issue because we'll have to move out of that building. So based on that, I've listed a few options here that are available to us. So I saw really 4 options. So the first one is to stay status quo, so exactly as we're doing now, which is still working. We may have to reevaluate some of the things, especially when the bylaw officer is evenings and weekends. So some things change in life and whatever, so he has less time also on weekends and evenings, so that will become an issue quickly. There's safety issues there too. There will be costs. We will need a kennel, etc. So, and as council mentioned during budget meeting, it's very time consuming, so the bylaw officer has a lot less time to concentrate on other bylaws. So that's option 1. Option 2 is to discontinue municipal dog services. So as I mentioned, it is permitted that the township does not have an actual dog kennel and dog catcher, but we have, it's called here, a duty of care and due diligence under DOLA and PAWS. So we do have to figure something out. So I know some townships around have discontinued completely dog services. I highly recommend we don't go that route, but it is an option. Option 3 is, so that's the only township around that we found that had a very good working system with dog kennel and dog catcher is the township of Russell. Mind you, they have a lot more staff than we do, so they have staff assigned to the kennel. They have a brand new, well, not brand new, but new kennel facility. I visited myself. It's very nice. So this is the closest township that we could get into an agreement with them to help us with dogs. So I didn't get the chance to sit down with their bylaw officers over there, but option 3 would be if we go full contract with them. So as where like the number on the website is, if you see a dog, call Russell Township. So this, it will easily cost between $30,000 and $40,000, depending on usage, of course. So the biggest issue we had with our previous dog catcher was that, like, because he was far, right? So he had to drive almost an hour to come here. Dog is gone in the nation, and he just goes back home. And I don't blame him. The dog is gone. But with Russell Township, this may be also, like, they're far. Like, it's almost an hour to go to Russell from here too. So that may be an issue. But on the other hand, they, like, vicious dog or some, like, a lot of call, or most of the calls that we get now for loose dogs is a dog was running loose on the road. Someone caught it and brought the dog into his house, and now they're calling us, I have a loose dog here, come and get it. So with Russell, if we go full contract, that issue will not happen. They will just come and pick up the dog, bring it over there, try to rehome, charge whoever if there's a dog tag, etc. So it's a very good service, it's a very good system. It will cost some money. The biggest advantage on this here is that we would have a lot more time to concentrate on other bylaws, and we have no, like, the kennel is not an issue, dog, like where we put the dog is not an issue, vacation, there's no issues at all, it's all being outsourced. Or there's option 4, which is kind of a hybrid service model, which I think we discussed it before. We get into an agreement with the Township of Russell, so the same type of like service, like where they have dog catchers, they have a dog kennel. I've discussed with them before last year, I think, and they do offer that service to some other townships around. So it's really where it's a combination of both. So if the bylaw, if it's on the evenings or weekends, call over there. Or if the bylaw officer is on vacation for 2 weeks, call them over there. If the bylaw officer is working and it's in the middle of the day, they would call here, and we would try to either rehome, because some it's very easy, some it's really a neighbor, they just didn't get the tag, so the bylaw officer will go, grab the dog, ask a few neighbors, bring the dog back to the owner, charge them for the tag, for the dog loose, and it's done. So some of them, it's an hour. It's the one where we have to take in the dog for 4 days, it's an issue. So a hybrid model would work, I think, in the sense that yes, it would cost more for sure. I would estimate, it depends on usage, but I would easily estimate like close to $20,000 for you. There will be a monthly charge, of course, just for having a contract with them, stuff like that. On the other hand, we would have more time to concentrate on other bylaws. So, and we would not have to bother about our kennel. So that's a big issue for us, because the locations we have available for kennels are technically illegal based on our buffer. And as some of you know, we had a lot of issues with kennel in the past. So I wouldn't recommend going that route for sure, but anyway, so that's why when we do need a kennel for overnight or for more than one day, the Township of Russell we have that option with them. So that would be option 4. I think it would be the best one, where it's a good mix of trying to still save, because we are saving a lot of money right now. It's incorporated in the bylaws salary, right? So we're saving some years close to $30,000, but there's some other stuff, as Mr. Deputy Mayor brought up at the budget meeting, that we could do instead. So I think option 4 is a good option. Option 3 is also a good option. It's just a more expensive one for the township. And that's why I just have all these 4 options, and I'm just going to, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Questions or comments? Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for this, Jacob. It's a very well put together staff report, and I think you've hit on, for sure, on all the points. I think option number 4 really does provide a bit of a, balance there in between the costs, which aren't as high as a full-time contract, and yet will free up our bylaw officer to be able to do other, I won't say more important bylaw work, but really bylaw work that the rest of the population are really kind of asking for in terms of clean yards and that kind of thing. So I think it's a great option, number 4, and thanks for putting it together.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Councillor Madden.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I very much agree, and I think it's a good way to at least test it out, right?
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to be able to figure it out unless we try it. And this at least leaves us, as you say, it's hybrid, so we still have sort of both options going. And I mean, I'm looking at the cost, yes, it's going to be there, but if we want other work to be done in bylaw that, Todd can't get done right now, then we're looking at potentially bringing on somebody else, which is a lot more than $20,000. So I mean, in terms of cost, it's I'm going to say our call it an intermediate step to figuring out how this is going to work exactly. If it makes sense to eventually go to a full contract, we'll look at that at the time, but this at least gives us that interim step to figure it out. So yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions or comments? Okay, so called the question to endorse option number 4. All those in favor of the motion? Motion is carried, none opposed. Okay, moving on to Fire Department, FD 2026-01, Fire Protection Grant Agreement. Councillor Manley.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Madden, that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry receive staff report, FD 2026-01, Fire Protection Grant Agreement, and the Council passed bylaw number 7, 2026, being a bylaw to authorize a transfer payment agreement between His Majesty the King in the right province of Ontario, represented by the Minister of Solicitor General for the province of Ontario, the Ministry, and the Township of North Glengarry, the municipality, related to funding provided under the Fire Protection Grant, and that bylaw 07/2026 be read a first, second, and third time and enacted in open council this 26th day of January 2026.
Okay, thank you. Welcome, Chief Roy.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Fire Protection Grant is designed to support municipalities, fire departments across Ontario in their efforts for cancer prevention. So it's a 3-year program. The grant funding was increased for the second year. The province increased it to $20 million, which was available to all fire departments across Ontario. In September of 2025, we submitted an application for the grant for the purchase of new firefighting bunker gear. On December 22nd, we were notified of a successful application in the amount of $52,821. So this funding will be allocated to purchasing new bunker gear this year for our members. As part of the conditions, these funds will be committed to the project by March 31st, 2026, with a report back December 31st, 2026. So that concludes my report. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. That's great news. I mean, just, it's good to see the province coming to the table on some fire services items, and it's a big cost to us, and this is definitely something that's very worthwhile. Councillor Madden.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We did this last year. It was bunker gear as well, yes?
Yeah, through you, Mr. Mayor, yes, it's the same thing. So as part of the initiative, we're looking at just ensuring that all our bunker gear is replaced, where we have even spare bunker gear for our folks, where we can go through decontamination, washing. So our folks are never without a suit, and they're not putting on bunker gear that's soiled or so forth. So it's been a great initiative so far. So especially with the increased cost of bunker gear, that's certainly increased. So it certainly helps our budget. So.
And, sorry,
No, go ahead.
just out of curiosity, this is year 2 of 3. Would you at this point presume we'd try for the same thing next year and keep augmenting that?
Yeah, so through you, Mr. Mayor, we were at the end of each year, whenever the program comes back out, we'll assess what our needs are at that time. We're getting to a point because of, thanks to the program, we've actually been able to increase having a good substantial amount of bunker gear for our folks. So, there's other options that we can look at of laundry facilities, adding extra extractors and so forth for, currently we only have one washing machine for all 3 stations, which works very effectively. However, we could look at different options like that. So it's not just bunker gear, it's just any type of cancer preventative aspects.
And out of curiosity, like, are these getting washed after each call, presumably based on exposure? But if somebody goes in, is it being automatically cleaned, or is it based on like the type of site or what the potential exposure was?
Yeah, so through you, Mr. Mayor, so we have a decontamination process in place. We do follow NFPA standard 1851, which is every bunker gear needs to be thoroughly inspected by an ISP provider, an outside source, where so twice a year it goes out for an advanced cleaning and inspection twice a year. And then we also have routine cleaning. So yes, should one of our members be exposed, any type of, even if it's just soiled through training or at an incident, gear is washed in-house, where it could just be returned. So we could cycle a set of gear within 4 hours, 3 sets of bunker gears within 3 hours back in service. So
Nice. Okay, thank you.
yeah.
Just a curiosity question. How long have we been decontaminating? When did this start? You think back to all the fires that people went into back in the day.
So thank you, Mr. Mayor. So since my appointment as chief, we've been decontaminating on scene. So we have actually on scene decontamination that takes place. So once a firefighter is exposed on scene to decontaminate it, following the suit is bagged on scene, stored within a certain compartment of one apparatus. Then it's then moved to our washing facility, where it's then washed, put back into service, and fully decontaminated. So it is a process. So that's where having that additional set of bunker gear allows us to have quick turnover, and members are never down, and they're never put back into bunker gear, which has been proven to cause cancer.
Okay, thank you. Any further questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor? Motion is carried. Councillor Madden, items from the consent agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Martin, that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry receives the items from the consent agenda for information purposes only.
Thank you. Any questions or somebody wanting to pull something out of there? Just if you're reading through and there's something that is of interest, maybe just prior to the meeting to let us know, and we can pull it out and have something ready. Any questions or comments on this? All those in favor of the motion? Motion is carried. None opposed. And I guess I have the next one. Moved by myself, seconded by Deputy Mayor Williams, that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry endorses the correspondence from Bridget Trepanier dated January 13th and directs the CAO clerk to forward correspondence to the Eastern Ontario Health Unit indicating support for the development implementation of guidelines, policies regarding the shared use of commercial kitchens. So I think you've read her letter, and all we're asking is for, have you saw this, obviously?
It's in the agenda.
Yep,
Okay, I missed it.
it's right at the end, so,
It's only one, you can read it now, it's only a page.
yeah, if you want to go, it's at the bottom, just go all the way to the bottom.
Yeah, 150, yep. This, if I might miss,
Yeah,
this
go
is
ahead.
something this issue's been swirling around for
Yes.
10 years or more,
No,
10 to 12 years, and you're obviously familiar with it.
I am.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't read this.
Yeah, go ahead if you have a question.
So it wasn't clear who it was from, it was redacted. So is this from UHU or is this just a request from the community to?
This is a request from the community, so Bridget's
them to
been,
review.
is representing,
Okay.
a bunch of local people who, go to farmers markets and these kinds of things with their goods, but they're limited because of, there's no, you can have, Ann worked hard on getting our community kitchens up, but they want shared kitchens where, in someone's house or that kind of thing that is inspected, but everybody can come in and use it.
Interesting. So it's basically just requesting a review of their policy at this point?
Yes.
To see what can be done.
Yeah, ask.
Go ahead, Deputy Mayor.
I think there might be a framework in place already.
Yeah, they're just asking for a review.
You would clarify its policy.
Yeah, okay. Because I'm not, like, they say that growing interest, I understand that. Widely accepted model across Ontario. The absence of a clear shared kitchen framework with the health unit has created a significant barrier for local entrepreneurs. See,
Well, there obviously must be something because they're having issues, so it's
well, I wonder
something
if
that-
they know, though, that, for example, the Maxwell Sports Complex is a
Right.
designated shared kitchen.
Right.
I'm not sure they know that. So, do they?
Sorry if I may, Mr. Mayor, through you, my understanding since coming onto the township, while the kitchen was previously established as a commercial kitchen to be used as a shared space for local businesses and vendors to come in and access it, my understanding is that recently or prior to my coming on, the health unit did make some changes in terms of the provisions of what was permitted for commercial kitchens. And as such, the current kitchen at the Maxwell Sports Complex does not currently operate as a commercial kitchen, pending further, approvals through the Eastern Ontario Health Unit. So currently, we in North Glengarry do not offer any commercial kitchen services.
So more red tape at the EOHU.
Well, if I can just comment on that. This is a while ago, so I don't exactly remember the details of it, and it was complicated at the time. But there was, I thought that it had been mostly kind of ironed out, but that interested producers were not coming forward. So I don't know if that's because the model doesn't work or what the case is. But obviously, we're going to have to look into this some more, but it wasn't, the model wasn't being used, is what I remember.
Well, okay, yeah.
So,
Okay, so we can pass we'll have the CAO go, you can,
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, so she's asking that we endorse the request for the EOHU to review and clarify its policy regarding shared commercial kitchens. Is that along, so we can forward correspondence, just asking them to, we've discussed it and we're looking for a framework around what they're actually, is that acceptable?
Absolutely, and, keep it on my radar, because I can bring it up at a health unit meeting, and maybe I should talk to this individual, so that I can
I
get more
can,
background.
I can put you in contact with her.
Okay, that would be great, thank
Okay.
you.
So I'll do a draft and.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Everyone's in favor, all in favor? Motion is carried, none opposed. Okay, so we have an in-camera session. Notice of motion, our next meeting is Monday, February 9th, 6 PM here in council chambers. I'll open up the floor, and if there are any questions from the audience?
Thank you. My name is Heinz Kasum. Thanks again. I wanted to express my appreciation for bringing up your comment and passing the resolution regarding the Act 68, Ontario Conservation Authority Act, as requested last time. Appreciate it very much. Going back to you don't mind if I speak about a couple of things? About the health unit's approach about community kitchens. Like, I'm not sure who owns the kitchen in Maxwell at the Maxwell complex.
The township.
So wouldn't be the council making a decision as to it's being offered as a community kitchen? Because it appears during the conversation that, I'm sure who made the decision that it's not being offered as a community kitchen.
Because it doesn't qualify right now with the regulations of the Eastern Ontario Health Unit. So we would be, although it did qualify, apparently it doesn't qualify, so we would have to put more money into, and again, as the deputy mayor said, I don't know if this is the answer. It's obviously not, because it wasn't used. Losing my voice again. It wasn't used when we had it set up. It was used very infrequently. So I don't know, and maybe through the discussions with her, you might be able to get to the bottom of it.
So even an existing Eastern Ontario Health Unit, like food provider, restaurant, something, should be able to offer actually somebody else coming in and
Yes.
prepare some food, right?
I would think so.
Yeah, that's another option too, because you've got
Well,
plenty of restaurants with permits.
yeah.
And you can go there and say, okay, can I rent a kitchen for 2 hours and make something, right?
Mhm.
That was the idea,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the kennel issue, I wanted to ask, is there an existing kennel, or there must be some existing kennels within North Glengarry or within the closer vicinity, they are all set up already to team up with the township rather than going all the way to Russell? That's just a question. I'm wondering if has them ever been considered?
Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, there's 9 kennels in the township. Some of them are just not really interested in doing that type of work because it's not scheduled. It's really just like sporadically where you come up with 2 dogs or 4 dogs. Most of them are already full. So even when we already do that, we already work with local kennels. When we have dogs, we try to go to 3 or 4 kennels, and they're always full. So there's not even room to house them because these kennels are like it's their home-based business. So they do rent all their space to people where they can make money. So they have no room for us to just pop in with a dog, sometimes a vicious dog, to store there for 3 or 4 days. So we're already doing that, and most of the time it's not working. There is one local kennel that's been helping us a lot, but then again, it's nights and weekends are still the same issue. Thank you.
And how about the new project in Cornwall with the is it the Humane Society? With Bonnie Bishop was here and with the forum made a presentation about the project, building a new structure in Cornwall, which would be much closer than going all the way to Cornwall.
It's not built yet, though, right?
No, not yet.
No, so
but,
we have the problem now, so I don't know when
right.
this is going to be.
But if you're making a 5-year contract or something like that, it's kind of
I will sit down with the Township of Russell and see what type of contract they offer.
Yeah, and they won't have the dog catching services for us.
They would not, no.
At the SPCA.
okay.
That's our, And if, you know, if you, I'll just say that dogs is a huge issue in the township. Where we get, I mean, I get calls, people tag me on Facebook all the time for those kinds of things, and it is a huge issue, and it's taking up a lot of our time. So, sorry. you had
Thank you.
another-
That's fine. Yeah, I was just wondering about that.
Mhm.
It just came up while you were speaking. And on the G5 towers, there is a report in your document about how many are being built, how many are being existing. Is there some kind of a process as to the permits whenever and where they can be built? Because they seem to be popping up non-stop everywhere, and we are aware of the impact of these towers, G5 towers, to us humans and wildlife as well. I'm just telling you a story, what happened actually yesterday and today at my parents' property on the edge of the town of Alexandria. There was a barred owl that actually fell off a tree and died literally in the bottom of the tree. Within maybe 15, 20 minutes, we tried to rescue the bird and it died. And this morning, that was yesterday morning, and this morning as well at was 8:30 in the morning at McDonald Boulevard, just across from the arena, same thing, another same kind of owl fell off the tree and literally died at the bottom of the tree. So it's very curious as to why that happened within 2 days, and there is no obvious injury to the bird. It hadn't been attacked.
Right.
He was literally just died within a very short period of time. So it seems to be, you know, there's a reason for that. I think it should be investigated. You know, I want to bring that up because it's a personal experience that I had over the last 2 days, and it might be a warning call, like for everybody to kind of look at that a little bit closer. What's really going on, why that happens, and what could happen down the road with those G5 towers, because they're obviously a possible reason for what we experience. Thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you. Any further questions or comments? Okay, seeing none, I'll ask for a motion to move into closed session. Deputy Mayor Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Manley, that we proceed into closed session as this matter deals with proposed or pending acquisition or disposition of land by the municipality or local board. They may be discussed in closed session under Section 239(2)(c) of the Ontario Municipal Act, as this matter deals with labor relations or employee negotiations. They may be discussed in closed session under Sections 239(2)(d) of the Ontario Municipal Act.
Okay, thank you. All those in favor of the motion? Motion is carried, and we'll take a 2-minute break. We'll call upon Councillor Manley. No. Sorry, we just, yes. So, read it again? Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Manley, that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry rise and report from the closed session held on Monday, January 26, 2026, and that the regular council meeting resume at 7:27 p.m. And that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry approve the salary grid for non-union staff and the remuneration for volunteer firefighters for 2025 and 2026, and that council directs staff to proceed as discussed in closed session, and that the mayor and clerk are authorized to execute any necessary documents.
Okay, thank you, Councillor. All those in favor of the motion? Motion is carried. And Councillor Manley. Ratification. So I have a motion moved by Councillor Manley, seconded by Councillor Madden, that the Council of the Township of North Glengarry adopts bylaw 09/2026, being a bylaw to adopt, confirm, and ratify matters dealt with by resolution. You did find it? You just wanted to play with me. And that bylaw 09/2026 be read a first, second, third time, and enacted in open council this 26th day of January 2026. All those in favor except for Councillor Manley. Carried. And motion to adjourn, Councillor Madden.
Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Martin. There being no further business to discuss, meeting is adjourned at 7:28 p.m.
All those in favor? Motion is carried. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for our council meeting. And our next meeting is February 9th, so watch us then. And everyone, have a great night. Thank you.